Going through life, I didn't have entrepreneurs in my family or family members that were in business or that were in the tech sector, more importantly. So there were so many things I had to learn by myself. From that perspective, there's a lot of hard lessons I had to learn. One of the hardest lessons I think I had to learn was the value that I was placing in people. In the early days, you try and be really resourceful and your mates really help you out. And I'm forever grateful for the incredible leg up that both my parents and my mates gave me all along the way. But as I started to need more team members to join, I was always looking for the cheapest I could possibly find. And the challenge with that is they generally come with no experience. And so from that perspective, I was having clients that I'd win and spend all this time winning, only to send out one of these team members. And unfortunately, it led to the customer dropping us as a supplier because we were fundamentally not doing a great job. And to be honest, it wasn't the team members' fault that we were losing them, but it was my fault because I just wasn't experienced enough to know that with more junior team members, I needed to have the support mechanisms in place to make sure that they were able to know that they were doing a good job and have on-the-job mentoring. I was a lone ranger at the time. We were a very small business. It was me and one of my mates and a couple of other team members. And so we didn't have the support structures in place to be able to support and train those people at the time. Looking at something that already exists and then just trying to make it better. Right? Where is there friction? Where is there a really hard experience? Where is there something that you look at and you go, I could do it so much better? And in a sector or industry or area that you really enjoy doing, because it's going to mean that you're passionate about making it do well. There's so many businesses out there that are just doing things better than everyone else used to do. And yet they're extremely successful. I mean, things like Afterpay and some of these businesses, they weren't first with the idea. There were businesses all around the world that were already doing some of this stuff. I mean, even the concept of lay-by was somewhat there. All they did was just figure out a way to make it a lot better, make the experience far easier, provide that as a service out. So it's something that if you're passionate about it, you can think of better ways that things can be done. That's the first area to focus on. You understand how you're going to serve your customer in a way that's going to differentiate you from everyone else. There's one thing making your service offering better in your eyes. There's another in making sure the customer feels like there's value, because you don't want to compete on price. So if you're going to be competing on price, then it's always going to be a race to the bottom. So how do you focus on doing something that the customer is going to be willing to pay more for, potentially even more than that competitor of yours that you're trying to do it better than? And this one's probably going to sound a little bit controversial, but to begin with, when you're starting out, you're on your own. Depending on what size customer you're going after, you've got to make yourself look bigger than you actually are. You're not going to go out there and just get a leased office from day one. That just costs too much, right? But there's plenty of serviced offices where you can just grab an address, whack it on there, pay a small contribution fee to that serviced office, and voila, it looks like you've got a big office. Make sure you look like you're a real business that exists, because unfortunately, not everyone's willing to give you that leg up or head start. And so if customers are gonna take a chance on you, it might be too much risk for what they find palatable. If you can make yourself look a little bit bigger than you are, I'm not saying make yourself look like you got 10,000 staff, but if you can make yourself look like you've got 3 or 4 people and you're established, you're likely to get much more opportunity than what you would if you were just literally starting out with nothing. If you've got any questions or have any ideas, leave a comment below, because I'd love to answer some of those or give you some advice on how I would start or how I would have gone. I personally wish I had someone that I was able to do this to. YouTube didn't exist 16 years ago, or at least it wasn't as mainstream as it is today. But yeah, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and look forward to bringing you some more content really soon.